welcome back to Mari's BookTube. Today I want to talk about a couple things. The first thing that you might notice is all these books that I have right behind me. I actually grabbed all the books from my bookshelf that I have not yet read, and seeing how many there are made me realize that maybe I should start reading the books first before I buy new ones. Which brings me to one of the topics of this video. I decided to join my friend Gosha on the 2024 book buying ban. I would have not thought that I would ever participate in that because this sounds just sad and depressing and robs me of all my happiness. But it makes sense. I think the only reason why I would maybe end the book buying ban early would be that I finish all of these and then I can start buying books again. At least this is the rule that I made up for myself. I think that's gonna be tough, but it makes sense at this point. I know I'm not half as bad as some other bookstagrammers. Some of my friends said they have like hundreds of books that they have not read yet, and they're also doing the book buying ban. Let's see how it goes, I guess. Which brings me to the next topic, my 2024 hopefuls. These would be the books that I definitely want to read, and even though I have so many, I still have some that I want to read this year that are not on my bookshelf. But, I mean, there's always the library, so I still don't need to buy them to read them, which helps. So, one of the books that I want to try is Akota. I know it has been hyped so much and people have been going crazy about it. I'm like, what? Like, what is with these books? I know there are a bunch of them already, but I'm gonna start with this one and then see if I like it or not, and go from there. I will say I think I will not like it, and I think I will DNF. If I don't like it, I DNF. Like, there's no shame in DNFing. That's another topic. Not finishing a book. DNF, did not finish. Don't let anyone tell you or shame you into reading a book just because you started, or just because you bought it, or just because you got it gifted, or because Bookstagram or BookTube or Book Talk tells you to. No. Life's too short. I always say that. Life is too short. If you don't like a book, don't read it. Don't read it. It doesn't matter if the hype is there and if your friends said they loved it and whatnot. If there's a specific point in this book where you like, okay, I don't want to finish, don't do it. Don't do it. I stopped reading a book at 50%. I stopped reading a book on page 18. I stopped reading after 3%. Like, if I don't feel the vibe, if I don't like the book, DNF, I don't care. No shame in my game. There are too many books that I want to read. Why waste my time on one that's just feels like a task to read it? Task. That is the next thing I want to talk to you about. The reading goal. Whatever you picked as your reading goal for 2024, please keep in mind, reading should be fun. Reading is recreational. It's for pleasure. It's not a task. It's not something that you need to prove. It's not something that is a competition. Please do not take it too serious, okay? I always like to put my reading goal low, because how great is that if I exceed it? This was my whole thing when I started with Goodreads in 2022. I had my goal really low because, I mean, I started in June or July and I was so excited. I kept like increasing the number. I was like, okay, right now it's 10. I read 10 books. Okay, let me make it 15. So during the whole remainder of the year, I just kept changing it, but still just so that I would still make it. So I think then at the end I read 33 books in 2022. And as I said, I started in June. So last year in 2023, my goal was 50, which I thought was very doable because, I mean, I started in June in 2022 and I got 30 books. So yeah, 50 is a good goal. and I exceeded it. I read 77 books. I'm super happy, but thinking of putting my goal for 2024 to like 70 or 75 or something, that sounds intimidating. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Who knows? Maybe there's a month where I don't want to read. Maybe there's a month where I don't have the time to read. I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that I still want to be able to accomplish that easily without reading to be a task or something tedious that I need to do. No. So, yes, your reading goal, don't take it too serious, and I would rather put it lower than too high. So, you'll be happy in the end. Anyways, so I think I mean, by the time this video drops, my goal will be posted. I think I will put my goal for 60 books for this year, because 50 was good, but yeah, that was, and I did exceed that by, as I said, 77 books. So I feel like that's a good middle, right? 60, yeah. But also, if I notice by November or something that I will not reach it, believe me, I'll just like adjust it. So by the end of December, I still got it. I still made it. So call that cheating, call that what you will. I don't care. It's for fun, and I just, if it makes me happy, mind your business. Okay. So, as for my 2024 hopefuls, okay, Akota, we talked about that. Let's see the books that I have here. Down the Drain. Down the Drain by Julia. Oh my god, can I don't know if I should. I don't think. Maybe. Down the Drain. I will definitely read that, and I feel like I want to read this soon. I'm super excited for it. So that's definitely on my list for 2024. Oh, this is a Christmas book. I got that from my friend Patty. If you see this, thank you again for my book. This is a Christmas book, so I'll definitely keep that for December, and I'll definitely read it this year. Ooh, We Deserve Monuments. My friend Gosha got me that book, and I think I want to read this during Black History Month. So I'll put that on the list for my hopefuls for 2024 as well. Mary. Okay. I definitely want to read this. If you remember, I wanted to read this for October, but I didn't get to it. But this year, I have a good feeling. I don't know if it will be October until I read this, maybe before, but I want to read this so bad. No One Can Know, that's my last book of the month book that I got. And this is from Kate Ellis Marshall. She's the lady who wrote What Lies in the Woods, which I did not love because it was pretty predictable. But the writing was fantastic, and I definitely want to give her new book a try. Right, so let's see. Oh, Someday Maybe. Someday Maybe is also a book that I definitely want to read. This is about grief, so definitely check the trigger warnings, but a friend of mine recommended it, and I can't wait to read it. Behind Closed Doors, Pretty Girls. Yeah, I might. Actually, yes, I think I want to read this one too in 2024. I heard great things, and I don't think I read a book by Karen Slaughter before, so let's give it a try. 9 Lives. Oh, No One Is Watching. No One Is Watching. I think I also want to put that on my list for Black History Month. This is about gentrification of a neighborhood, and I feel like there's a dark twist in there. I think that's what I remember. But yeah, I heard great things. I got this from a secondhand bookstore, and I'm excited. By the way, I think mostly all these books were either secondhand, on sale, buy one, get one, or gifts. So I know that many people don't like these huge book hauls where, you know, consumerism and whatnot takes the main focus, but I'm definitely a fan of secondhand books and also repurposing books and gifting them or swapping them or selling them. This is actually a book that I wanted to read 2023, but I didn't get to it. The author is Michael Borenstein, who was a survivor of... I'm sorry. Oh God. Was a survivor of Auschwitz, which is a which is a concentration camp in Europe. And as you can hear from my terrible accent, like I'm from Germany, so this whole history has always been a part of our history, of course, and growing up. And I personally been to Bergen-Belsen, which is the concentration camp where Anne Frank died, and it's just a very heavy topic, and I did not have it in me to read this book yet, but I think I want to read this year. It was an honor to meet Michael, and I was actually able to speak with him. And he's such a bright and nice person, and it was a fantastic conversation, and I was lucky to have met him, and I'm definitely planning on reading this book soon. And if you're interested in the history, this is from an actual survivor, so I think, even though I have not read it yet, I feel like this is an important piece of literature. After I Do is also a book that I want to read this year. I had this on my shelf, I think, since 2022, but it's Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I know I talked about her before and a lot. I love her, and my goal is to read all of her books. So this one is actually one that I own that is written by her, so I have to read it this year. Hurricane Summer is a book that I have not read too much about, but another good friend of mine recommended it. She said she absolutely loved it. It's a YA from my understanding, and like a coming of age story, I think. So I am curious to see how this book will be, and I'm already in love with the cover, so I'll definitely put that on my list for this year. Legends and Lattes. Okay. This sounded so ridiculous when I first heard about it, but then people were talking about it and loved it. They said this book is like a warm blanket and it's so cozy and comfy and cute and they want to live in it and blah, blah, blah. So this sounds really intriguing, and this was also actually given to me because I won a giveaway. I'm definitely excited to read it. How to Sell a Haunted House. This also feels like this has been on my TBR for forever, and I will never forget. I went to a library sale, and my only goal that day was to get this book, and I was like, hopefully they have the book, and yay, they had it. So I was super happy. I think I spent less than $5 on it. So this is definitely a read that I want to get through this year. Maybe I keep it for October, maybe not. Let's see. The Push is also a book that was gifted to me, and I need to read it. I am so curious. I see so many mixed reviews, and I am pretty tough when it comes to like trigger warnings, because this is full of it actually. This is supposed to be very heavy, but I feel like I should be fine. Like, I don't know. I'll definitely let you know once I finish. Nestlings is also a book that I'm excited for. This is Ned Cassidy's most recent book, I think. It was published in October. And Mary is the other book that I have by this author that I want to read. And this one I will read too this year, I think. So, these are my 2024 hopefuls. I am curious to see if I will stick to that. Also realizing that I picked all these books, but I still have all these books too, so I should definitely read all of them, but let's see. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please let me know in the comments if there's any content that you would like to see, any books that you would like me to review, or any books that you can recommend to me to put on my list for 2024. Thanks again for watching and see you next week. Bye.